Hej, hej! Witamy w kolejnym odcinku Starfielda. Lecimy dalej z zadaniem Tacy są przyjaciele. To jest pan doktor chyba? Możemy porozmawiać. Z głupoty nas nie wyleczy, aż więc...
Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge and then... silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly? Harmless spores, you have my word, but hard to navigate. Hence why I was guiding you through the intercoms to restore the environmental controls. And release me. It is the sap of the tree that gives it its... well, perhaps not a topic for this exact moment. But I must know of the rest of the city. Does it still stand? I take it you didn't have such an experience where you were, then, hmm? Yes, the entire embassy was thrown into lockdown, trapping me in my quarters, disabling the Venom tree's filters, and arming the defenses. A disconcerting experience, to say the least. Was the rest of the city spared? Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm? And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information, then. On terror morphs, presumably, hmm? Do I see this all clearly? The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. With little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
No nie wiem, czy tak za tym wszystkim za to wszystko dać głowę, bo coś tak mi nie ufam.
As the chair of Constellation, I take personal responsibility in vouching for this man's integrity. He'll keep his word.
Well then, I shall not fear. Please, follow me.
Z samego początku to już to widziałem, także... No nie wiem, z tego wyniknie.
Let's hope it still works. And there. Let it be used for good.
Carrying enough clutter there, or should we find some more?
No to... Nie. Lekturę do przeczytania. Teraz sobie przeczytam poza nagraniem. To ma klucz. Mogę sobie to wziąć, czy... Niekoniecznie. To jest to. Opcja. Pewnie. Może też. Teczka. Jest skomplikowane. Niech będzie. Wszystko, tak? A tak. To wracamy. Żebym pamiętał, jak to było. No niekoniecznie tak. Tak naprawdę jest przeładowany. No. Co mam umierzone? To już jest... Dobrze, może to troszkę lepiej wygląda. końca pamiętam, że dobrze idziemy. Jest jeszcze... Chodź. W stylu to gdzieś tutaj to było, tak?
Something for you when you have a moment.
Zbyt dużo obciążenia, czy to jest...
I'm thinking about taking my spouse to enhance for their birthday. It'll be a gift for both.
Want to challenge your instincts and hone those corporate skills? Ryujin is hiring.
Jeden punkt, nie, już dwa klucze, tak? Potrzebujemy.
Pardon. Captain, you're back sooner than... Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement.
Nie, to już mamy wszystko. Nie? No.
Dealing with the interests and egos of people who don't necessarily like you is rarely easy. But I suppose that didn't stop you, did it? And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
A nie, ja się zachowuję. Dobrze, nastawimy to. Bardzo pozytywnie się zachowuję, tak?
by the Freestyle Collective's ragtag fleet.
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules. Welcome, Captain, to the archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin. You may proceed, Captain.
Dobrze. Mamy cię. No nic. Kompletnie nie ma nic ciekawego, no.
Is it really necessary for you to drag around all that gear?
No tak. Nie wiem, czy muszę, chcę, no. Dodaj. Możliwe, już się wrócimy. A. Tak, bieganie z punktu A do punktu B. Czasem męczy. Jeszcze ten uliwik. Nie mogli zrobić od razu pół tony. 500 kilo i tyle. Na plecach. Pamiętam główną misję. Jeden poziom potrzebowałem. Nie, czy to było 14, 15? No może będziemy w stanie w następnym odcinku zrobić główne.
There you are.
Główne
Captain?
zadanie.
Deputy told me what went down. Impressive work.
Captain, if you'd be willing to transfer the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing what comes next.
No właśnie, trochę jej nie ufam. No ale
Time for us to start getting some real answers. And figure out if we've been asking the right questions. So whenever you're ready. Yes. It will be. Percival and I have done our damage. This is us starting to put some things right.
nie przekonała mnie.
You're carrying the most comprehensive collection of information on terramorphs in the known universe. If we can't pry an answer out of there, it likely doesn't exist. Certainly doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but we're not going to know until Percival and I dig in, so whenever you're ready.
dobrze, no.
Acknowledged and accepted, Captain. So, with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures.
Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
Dobrze, no to idziemy. Co tu czytam? Na co tu patrzysz? Dobra, nieważne. Może sobie popiła coś. Gęsiego, idziemy.
Keep it moving.
Daleko jeszcze? Nie chwycamy.
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies? It doesn't. We don't really care where else you might have been or might become a citizen. Once you earn your place in the United Colonies, it's yours.
No i dobrze. To do dzieła.
Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen?
Ja się zastanowię.
Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation.
We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property.
Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position.
Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terramorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name.
So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms? I'm sorry. I can't share any more without your word. Do I have it?
No dobrze, no. To takie tajemnice.
Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
Same tajemnice tutaj, ja nie wiem o co tu chodzi.
I have things for you.
Może później. Kim się tu spotkamy?
I've lived in New Atlantis almost my entire life, and I had no idea this place even existed. The UC certainly excels at keeping secrets.
But there are no additional visitors permitted. Your friend's gonna have to wait out here.
I'll be fine. You go on ahead. Yeah? Oh, yes, of course. I almost forgot.
Jako tyle.
Maybe another time.
Mogę wejść? A tak.
Welcome, Captain. Please, come down and approach the intercom. You and I should chat.
I to kto? A sobie posiedzimy. Nie czekaj.
President Abeyo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed. But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy, lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get. Which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I am?
Tajemnica to tajemnica.
Perceptive. I like that. I'm Francois Fanon, but most know me as Vivictus. I was an admiral during the Colony War. One of its great villains, if you believe the slates. I was to be executed for my crimes, but the previous regime deemed me too valuable to simply discard. So they put me here. A sacrifice on the altar of peace. Even my death served the colonies. To warrant my execution. The official charges I faced after the war were twofold. The first was the destruction of civilian ships during the Battle of Cheyenne, a battle during which those civilian ships were actively attacking my fleet. The other was ordering the bombing of the Londinian spaceport to halt the spread of the Terramorph outbreak there. The city and its citizens were lost, but countless others likely saved. And for doing what was right, I was put on trial, and my life irrevocably changed.
Mamy klona, tak?
One final act of rebellion by the leadership that lost the colony war. The trial was authentic. I faced tribunal with dignity, but my execution, staged. A lethal injection that was anything but. The cabinet at the time, long gone now, wished to keep me on as an advisor. And considering the other option, I was in no place to refuse. So I elected to trade my freedom for my continued existence. But such is the life of a soldier. Very astute. That's my daughter. My progeny. You've been working alongside. Has she shared with you the nature of our little family? relationship has always been a challenging one. The Major was born to become a great leader, carry on the legacy I established, and was given all the finest training to support it. And she excelled. But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, it's placed even more crucial work in front of the two of you. And I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what you've set out to do. It was an attempt by the United Colonies to solidify its own legacy, forging a new generation of great leaders. They were raised by adoptive families made up of scholars and tacticians, trained at the United Colonies' greatest scientific and military academies, displayed incredible promise. But by the time the Colony War came to a close, there was only Hadrian. But that's ancient history now. You have much more pressing matters at hand, with which I can help. After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alongside one of their recovery teams, helping them gather intelligence on, locate, and organize scenarios to lure in some of the criminals that evaded justice after the Colony War. With quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, I managed to find something else. The names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for the effort you're about to embark on. I'll tell you where they are, but in exchange, I need something dealt with. Well, who better to find them? But many of them I knew personally, and I've always had a mind for details. Where someone was born, next of kin. You'd be shocked how often an otherwise brilliant criminal flees to the planet just next to the one where they were born, or where a family member resides. I simply use my own personal knowledge and the information our group collects for me to track them down and set things right. One task. That's all I require. There is a former colleague of mine, a man by the name of Dr. Reginald Orlaise. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colonies' more problematic lines of research. Mech weapons were his specialty. If it dealt death, he could make a deal more. When the Colony War ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal, and has continued to peddle his skills to the highest bidder to this day. But I finally found him. I want you to track him down and deal with him, however you're able. I'm not expecting he'll come quietly. Bring me evidence that the job's done, and I'll tell you what I know. Captain, your files indicate a track record of unlikely successes. It is my genuine hope that, perhaps down the line, you might become a part of our team. And this might be something of a tryout. certainly try, but the man's been out there 20 years. He's likely gone feral by now. Easier for all if you simply blow up his ship and be done with it. Speak to Deputy McIntyre. I'm sure she'd be happy to hear that someone might be tying up this loose end at long last. Though I would ask you, do not make the mistake of confusing me for a simple cutthroat.
Jeszcze nie wiem.
If that's what you require to sleep at night, so be it. According to my information, he's been hiding around the world of Etheria. Wolf system. There is a star station in the vicinity. The Den. The head of the local vanguard, one Captain Marquez, should be able to help you find our man.
Zobaczymy.
Identity verified. You may proceed to the exit.
Can I help? Fine by me. Until later.
Pokazuje.
Yeah, what is it? Okay.
Wezwa tutaj, ona jest. Muszę to sprawdzić.
Captain, did your meeting go well? I hope it's clear now why we needed you to agree to all the secrecy.
O tym wie.
Captain, please, keep your voice down.
The situation with the prisoner is a complex one. A holdover from a different era.
But it's a situation we've been managing, as discreetly and humanely as we can, for some time now. And the most critical part of that management is making sure no one else learns of it. Do I make myself clear?
The Major doesn't have clearance for this sort of information, and she certainly doesn't need a distraction from her current, very important work. Which is why I need you to keep this to yourself.
Dobrze, dobrze.
Good. Because bringing this up to the outside world would create the unfair appearance, Captain, that you're unhinged. And that's not a good look for any of us. Now, was there something in particular you needed to discuss about what we were just discussing? We're not big on extrajudicial killings. But bringing Orlace to justice? That man's been on the run for a long time. Catching him would be a major success for the UC. What's being offered in return? Allowing you to kill someone on behalf of the prisoner? Absolutely not. But taking the chance to bring a known criminal to justice? Well, the old man's been right more than a few times in the past. So, what's being put on the table here? Really? He found the members of the research team. We'd already initiated a search for them, but it'd save a lot of time and manpower if he just gave us that information. Captain, if that's the deal, you have my endorsement. Just so long as you make every effort to bring the man in alive. Now, was there anything else you wanted to discuss regarding your meeting? Trusting the man downstairs would be a mistake. But I don't think you need to be too concerned. This is far from the first name he's handed over, and all previous missions went off largely without a hitch. So while I'd certainly warrant caution, I think you can proceed. The Den? It's a star station. Orbiting Wolf, the second star station actually to bear that title. The first one was blown to smithereens by House Varun during the Serpent's Crusade. The place has always acted as a remote strategic hub, primarily for repairing and refueling UC military vessels. But because of its distance from the rest of the UC, things there have always been a little more lax. Patrols included. I can think of worse places in the galaxy for a criminal to hide out. Then I'll bid you good day, Captain, and remind you of the importance of discretion.
Dobrze. Wiemy, gdzie lecimy. No, jeszcze nie wiemy. Wall jest tu. Nieźle. 5. poziom, czyli lecimy. Jesteśmy w stanie to zrobić. Troszkę sobie poziom podnieść. Tylko to ani. Kontakt, nie obijać się. Hello?
The scan is perfectly safe. Please
Jeszcze
keep
mnie
moving.
skanujesz?
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep moving.
Captain.
Witamy, witamy. A? No tak. Czy tu siedzisz?
Dad, can I have a pet?
A pet?
Tak. Co, 7. Przeniesiemy to. Tak dużo waży. Teraz my to zostawimy. Ten jeden. To zostawimy ten. Jeszcze dwa. Jeden jest to już. Jeszcze jesteśmy przeładowani. Dlaczego?
We live on a starship, Cora. Pets and starships don't always mix so well.
Na następnym odcinku odlecimy.
Come on, please. I need somebody to talk to while I'm on the ship by myself.
Gdzie? Na Wolf, tak?
Oof.
Give him an inch.
O, 6,
We'll
6.
see, Gumdrop.